And I'm going to be coming out of 2 Kings tonight, chapter 5. 2 Kings, chapter 5. We're going to be talking about a gentleman who woke up this very day and had no idea what was getting ready to transpire, what was getting ready to happen in his life. But God has a way of doing that. God has a way of just catching you by surprise. God has a way of just showing up in your life when you least expect it. You may not even be thinking about God. You may not even be calling on God. God may be far from your thoughts, but you are not far from God's thoughts because God is thinking about you. You're always on his mind. From everlasting to everlasting, you are on the mind and in the thoughts of God. So here we're going to talk about a gentleman. His name is Naaman. I'm sure some of you probably heard the story about this man. And he's a powerful man. He's a great man. But Naaman has some issues that are going on in his life that no man has an answer for, that no man has a solution for, that there's nothing that man can do to redeem this man or help this man. This man is an enemy of God. He's an enemy of God. He's an enemy of the children of Israel. But God is looking for this man. I would almost say that this man is a type of the church. This man is a type of you and I before we come to Christ, before we come to God, or before we even know God. And we see the faithfulness of God in this chapter, 2 Kings, chapter 5. Now Naaman, captain of the host of the king of Syria, was a great man with his master, and honorable, because by him the Lord had given deliverance unto Syria. He was also a mighty man in valor, but he was a leper. My gosh. This man was powerful. This man was mighty. This man had it all together. He had everything he needed and wanted, as we'll see later on in the text, that he needed for life. Yet he had a life-threatening condition. He was an honorable man because by him the Lord had given deliverance unto Syria. He was also a mighty man in valor, but he was a leper. And the Syrians had gone out by companies and had brought away captive out of the land of Israel a little maid. A little maid. It doesn't take God. It doesn't take God to use big things to do great things. It doesn't take God big things to do great things. A lot of times the way you and I see it, God's vision and plan is totally different. And the Syrians had gone out by companies and had brought away captive out of the land of Israel a little maid, and she waited on Naaman's wife. Now, we could just go on a whole nother rabbit trail, but Lord, help me to stay on topic. Help me to stay the course and what you've given me, God. She waited on Naaman's wife. She was just a little maid, insignificant, unimportant. She was taken away into captivity, but she was just doing her daily duties. She was just doing her thing. She wasn't grumbling. She wasn't mumbling. She wasn't complaining that she had been taken away into captivity. She wasn't complaining that she was probably in a situation she didn't want to be in, but we're not going to talk about the maid. And she said unto her mistress, would God my Lord, or I wish God my Lord, or I wish to God my Lord were with the prophet that is in Samaria, for he would recover him of his leprosy. This is a little maid. Naaman gets up that day. He's going to go out